It is officially Tua time down in Miami. That news broke moments before we came live. The fine folks at Sirius said that Adam Schefter broke that news first. Not 100% sure. I want to make sure I credit everybody that I saw talk about it. Every insider that talks about football had this news on their Twitter account. I don't know who had it 1 minute faster than anybody else, and I apologize for not having the utmost respect for the fucking insider game, but I want to thank all the insiders for getting this information because teams wouldn't have released this probably until next week. So shout out to all the insiders, and I don't know which one to thank. I think it's Schefter, but not 100% sure. It is Tua time. Yeah. Going into a bye week, coming off of 2 big wins, coming off Ryan Fitzmagic looking better than he's ever looked after dominating the New York Jets. They have a bye week. It is Tua time. He had 2 passes in the fourth quarter late last weekend. One in the back of the end zone where he rolled out of the pocket, hit somebody on and out, then another one over the middle. Tua is a guy that everybody's wondering, is he going to be a dude in the NFL? Those 2 passes look magical, but they were playing against the Jets' 3rd and 4th string, and the Jets are already a 2nd, 3rd string team. So you do the math, that's 4th, 5th string human beings or football players, probably first-class human beings, but 4th or 5th string football players over there in New York. Will he be able to carry that on to become a guy? We all thought that there was a chance like week 11-ish that he would come on because that's when he hit a series of teams that aren't that great. Instead, I would assume in the building, I would assume Ryan Fitzmagic knew this as well. The thought was bye week, which is in the middle of the season damn near. Ryan, you get him here, and then Tua will take over. And maybe Ryan didn't know that, and maybe Tua didn't know that. But this feels like, since they're going into the bye week, that every checkbox that needed to be checked in their eyes, either in practice, in the building, and then maybe those 2 reps that he got in the game last week against the dying Jets. Every single checkbox was like, okay, if he checks all these boxes, if he's attentive in a meeting room, if he's doing well in practice, if he works his ass off behind closed doors, that we've all heard that he does, but if he does that, if he looks like he's still mobile and can move after a devastating hip injury just a year ago, if he can do all these things, we think bye week is the time. This was obviously a plan. So a lot of people are saying, you're coming off 2 wins for Ryan Fitzmagic. Why would you do that? The AFC East is still open. The Dolphins could make a play for it. And I would assume the Dolphins say, well, we had this plan all along, that it didn't matter what we were. Kind of like Kevin Costner on draft day, no matter what, do this. Yep. I wonder if that's what they're doing. It sucks for Ryan Fitzmagic, which they could probably trade, by the way, right now to maybe a team we saw last night in the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe, people are saying this, I'm not saying this, maybe to the Cleveland Browns. Imagine if he goes to that team. Yep. Imagine if he went there. I think Diggs was the one that said that.
It would be an upgrade, yeah.
And Diggs, by the way, wouldn't want that, by the way, because he's in the Pittsburgh Steelers AFC North, but he does potentially hate Baker Mayfield strictly because he is a Steelers fan. So there's a lot of places Ryan Fitzmagic could potentially move to because he was playing great football, by the way, inspired football. And I think he's 37 years old or something like that, and he has a bunch of accolades that people have gone through. He's a legend, obviously. Still has a lot of football left, still feels like he wants to play. I just think the time to move to Tua is going to be an interesting one because if he goes out there and shits the bed for the next 4-5 games because he's a young guy, he's a rookie. You saw it happen with Joey Burrow. You saw it happen with Herbert here. It doesn't matter. When you're a rookie, there's a chance you could struggle. If you're a Dolphin, Kyle Van Noy, anybody else that are veteran that are winning these games and still in it, and then you guys are like, okay, now we have to go through the rookie stuff. I would be intrigued by that. I would be very intrigued to see how they'll handle it and be like, no, we're planning for the future with our guy, even though we're potentially still in it right now. But on the flip side, in a positive fashion, if he comes out and dominates, who gives a fuck? It's Tua's team. Keep it moving. Gumpy is from North Left Canada, diehard Dolphins fan. Are you pumped by this decision or not?
As a Dolphins fan for 35 years, Pat, I can't say this very often. I am fucking excited.
Okay, so you're pumped about this.
Their schedule did change, though. Their bye week was supposed to be week 11, so this just pushed things up a bit.
Okay, in week 11, they were going bye week and then into some bad teams. Now, because they had to change the schedule because of COVID, which I completely forgot about, they got bye week and then they got Aaron Donald next week. Yikes. So, I mean, we are going to learn quickly about Tua here when he's going against this Rams defense. Jalen Ramsey's over there as well, by the way. Aaron Donald's in there. They got some other big-time players on that defense. This is going to be quite a test. This is going to be much different than the Jets team. They obviously know that. Now he has 2 weeks to prepare for him, and let's see how he does. But, boy, if you're on that team and you have a chance, it would be a tough pill to swallow to be like, okay, now we're going to roll the dice to see if he's got it or not. But if not now, then when? I guess is the question.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I mean, you just kind of alluded to it. But, like, how do those players think, especially, like, when Van Noy came on and he's singing Fitzmagic and all those guys talk about how much they love and respect him. Like, they wouldn't be privy to this decision, would they? Like, they wouldn't know that. So.
Well, maybe they would, though. I don't know. It may be because he came on after week 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
He came on after week 3 and he was like, "It was cool, but right now it's all about Fitzmagic or whatever." So maybe I don't know. I would assume that the coaching staff and the organization, they all had this idea and this plan of the bye week. Bye week gets moved up, 2-game win streak. Did he do enough in those 2 plays and in practice to be like, yeah, let's pull the hot hand and let's put to it? It's not like he was playing like Mitchell Trubisky, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? When they benched Mitchell Trubisky, who was an undefeated quarterback, it wasn't like he was playing great football. And I'm not saying Ryan Fitzmagic is playing great football, but he's playing good football.
Winning football.
Very good football. And it's like, nah, we got to keep it moving, dog.